Two people killed in Florissant in an early morning officer-involved shooting. We are live at the scene with the circumstances leading up to the officer pulling the trigger.
And shots ring out in South City hours earlier in another possible officer-involved shooting. The neighborhood where police pulled out their guns after a suspect opened fire.
And a storm alert for today. As strong to severe weather could impact your evening hours. We'll talk about the timing of when the worst of the weather is expected, plus a look at the threats on the table.
Right now, local agencies are prepping for those severe storms. The plans utility and transportation crews are now putting into place.
A St. Louis restaurant opens a brand new location. The new spot serving up soup dumplings.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
We are waking up in a storm alert this morning. As you can see, there's a risk of damaging winds, hail, and possible tornadoes. Through now, and the skies are a bit calm over the St. Louis city, but all that is going to change. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, April 16th. I'm Renee Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Of course, we're in the Weather Center this morning as Paul is going to keep us updated on the roads, and Anthony Slaughter's tracking the storms. And Anthony, I know that we've been looking at this afternoon time, which is making me a little nervous because that's school pickup time for a lot of folks.
Absolutely. Well, it's one of those things. Well, whenever you hear the thunder, that's kind of the first warning sign. Whenever you see the skies get dark, right? That's your chance to move everything indoors. So, storms don't just come out of anywhere. We're getting you prepared this morning and getting you ahead of those storms because of that potential. So, yes, today is a storm alert day, not just a weather alert day. It's a little heightened risk here because you know how it goes in St. Louis this time of year. Thunderstorms that could turn severe, hail, wind damage, even tornadoes are all on the table for later on today. The severe weather where it's at right now across Nebraska, Kansas. The leading edge, though, of rain is starting to push into parts of Rolla, down towards the Ozarks. And you may have a little thunder shower up in Bowling Green around lunchtime. But for the rest of us, I think the worst of the weather will come around 4, 5, 6 o'clock this evening, and maybe as late as 9 or 10. So the morning commute's A-OK. We'll have green lights all the way through about lunchtime, and more cloud cover today should prevent the sunshine slowdowns. But it's that severe weather risk we're keeping an eye on for later today. We're at a level 2 here today. That's a slight risk. So hail larger than 2 inches in diameter, even wind gusts that could top 60 miles per hour. And of course, that tornado threat always exists on days like this. So we're up to 82 later on today. But again, it's the afternoon hours when you really want to be making plans to get indoors. And of course, have the app ready. The 5 on Your Side app, a handy tool on days like today where you can track the radar yourself. And, well, you can track traffic too. Speaking of, let's get over to Paul Cook and get an update on our morning traffic. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, Anthony. Yeah, conditions great right now, but we're going to be tracking this all day and throughout the morning as well. But Tracy Henson will be in our storm tracker during the storms as well to let you know those conditions. Okay, so want you to know about Alton and West Alton, which is in Missouri here, as you'll be crossing the river, probably during that storm time commute a little bit later this afternoon. But also you could be going that direction right now, and there's some emergency repairs right here. Emergency repairs happening on the Clark Bridge. So 67, which will be going from Missouri to Illinois in 36 miles an hour. They're working on the track there with the bikes and just the bridge area. That is something that was not announced earlier and is going to be going until Friday. Also wanted to show you, I took a ride yesterday with the EMS crews in Lemay Ferry because that roadway is just terrible. Want you to know about that if you're going in that direction. You also have some utility repairs that are going to be happening. But right now, traffic is moving. We'll talk a little bit more traffic coming up soon.
Thanks so much, Paul. We are following some breaking news in Ferguson. This is an officer-involved shooting that we've been following overnight. It happened at a QT gas station that is often pretty packed with customers.
Our Mercedes McKay was the first reporter on the scene in Ferguson. And Mercedes, what have you been able to find out from police there?
Rennie and Michelle, minutes ago, the scene here on West Florissant Avenue in Ferguson was cleared. The crime scene tape, police cars are now gone. To paint you a picture of where we are, I'm standing in the parking lot right in front of the Sam's Club and Walmart on West Florissant. Many of you probably pass it on your commute to work. Many of you probably know where we are. This traffic, this road, this intersection behind me is now open after police had blocked it off for several hours because of this incident overnight. I'm going to step aside so you can see. This this incident is cleared, but where my photographer Kenny Coker is zooming in right now, that's where everything was taking place just hours ago this morning. Police told us that a Ferguson police officer was leaving this QT when he saw someone shooting and killing another person in the parking lot here. That officer then shot and killed the alleged shooter. 5 on Your Side was on the scene minutes after the call came through around 1:30 this morning, and you can see just how active it was. You can see that the QT on West Florissant Avenue, it's not far from I-270, and again, as Michelle and Rennie mentioned, a lot of people come to this area. It's near the Dollar Tree and across the street from the Walmart and Sam's Club. Police had about a half-mile block of West Florissant blocked off for hours this morning. There were about 24 police here at one point with multiple fire trucks and ambulances. Chief Troy Doyle with Ferguson described this as a, quote, critical incident and sent his condolences. Here's how he described what happened.
He witnessed another individual fatally wounding a subject on the parking lot. Being that this individual posed a threat to the officer and other people on the lot, the officer acted accordingly and fatally wounded the suspect that was involved in the original shooting.
St. Louis County Police is now investigating this incident. The Ferguson Police Department tells me that the officer involved in this shooting has only been with the department for less than a year, but is an experienced officer. Right now, that officer is relieved of their duties until this investigation is over. Live in Ferguson, Mercedes McKay, 5 on Your Side.
That wasn't the only officer-involved shooting that we're following from overnight.
Our Sydney Stallworth is joining us in the newsroom with the deadly shooting blocks away from Tower Grove Park, Sydney.
Well, Rennie, Michelle, that's right. A suspect is dead after a shootout with police. It all started around 9:30 last night when police say the gunman killed a woman on the porch of a home on Hartford and Bent. Now, when officers arrived to the house, they say that they found the man inside the home where the woman's body was found. Police tell us that they tried to talk with the man, but he refused to leave the house. That's when that man reportedly fired shots at them. We're told the officers returned fire. The suspect was later found dead inside the home, but right now it's unclear if the officer's shots are what killed this man. Now, no officers were injured in this incident. The shooting is being investigated by SLMPD's Force Investigation Unit, which looks into all instances when deadly force is used. Now, there are still a lot of questions that we have this morning. We don't know about the victim or the connection between her and the suspect, but we are continuing to reach out to police for more details. Back to you.
These are both developing stories this morning, so our newsroom will continue to follow them. When we're not on the air, you can head to KSDK.com and the 5 on Your Side app for updates in real time. This morning, 42-year-old Terrence Mahone of O'Fallon, Missouri, faces charges after a standoff with police at St. Charles City Hall. This all started mid-morning yesterday. Investigators say he hid in a woman's car at the City Hall parking garage. When she screamed, he fired a shot. Police say it all stemmed from a family disagreement. No one, though, was hurt.
Severe weather is threatening the bi-state today as spring temperatures surge and the humidity increases.
Diamond Palmer is joining us in South County with how utility and transportation crews are getting ready for these storms. Diamond?
Well, Michelle and Rennie, as the sun starts to come up, these crews here at Amazon are getting closer and closer to tracking this storm and preparing ahead of today's severe weather. They say then that's when they'll determine where they want to send crews in the event of a power outage. So when it comes to those power outages, Ameren crews tell us this morning that their first priority is going to be nursing homes and hospitals, and then they'll work their way backwards and do residential areas. So we're going to pull up some things on your screen that you need to know ahead of the severe weather today in order to prepare yourself and your family. Ameren recommends updating your online account and enrolling in alerts so you can be notified of these outages and when crews are nearby your home. Stay away from downed power lines and poles, especially near water and shrubs. Make sure to create a plan to seek shelter in the most interior room without windows. Make sure your phones are charged and have a weather radio, and prepare a storm kit with flashlights, water, and non-perishable foods. Ameren crews will begin assessing the damage after first responders determine it's safe. This assessment helps the utility crews figure out the number of people needed for the estimated time of restoration. Now, Ameren logistics teams will also help coordinate and support these efforts. But coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about Ameren's upgrades to their power grid and what St. Louis County Department of Transportation is doing ahead of this severe weather. Reporting live here in South County, Diamond Palmer, 5 on Your Side.
Thank you, Diamond. Our meteorologists are updating the forecast all day long today. When we're not on the air, you can get the latest forecast sent straight to your phone by texting the word weather to 314-425-5355.
And as you send the kids off to the bus stop this morning, it's warm and dry. Temperatures up near 70 degrees right now. The humidity is climbing, and so are those temperatures today. Fuel for thunderstorms, 82, the high this afternoon.
All right, well, here's something to talk about. Where Qdoba is opening in Festus.
Giving young children a place to learn and to play. How the Missouri Botanical Garden is working to get kids outdoors.